All right, welcome back to the Talking Shit podcast. I am Dr. Evil Genius.
And I am Captain Paul, man. So go ahead there, Evil. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I found something on Twitter. You know, I'm always on Twitter, man. I need to get the fuck off of Twitter. But there are a lot of cute, like, dog and cat and alpaca videos. So I'm on there. Also, Mets Twitter. You know, it's fucking toxic as fuck, but I'm there. I'm up in there, right? I came across this story. First of all, I came across the video. And then I came across this story, man. San Antonio police officer fired after shooting teen in McDonald's parking lot. The cop initially said he was struck by the teen's vehicle, but newly released body cam footage suggests otherwise. Now, you're going to see in the video that we're going to play for you just how heinous, egregious this lapse in judgment and dereliction of duty, just how bad this was. So this doesn't actually tell you how bad this is. What do you see in that young man's eyes, Cap?
Like, what the hell? A little bit of fear going on. I mean, he's literally having a burger in his hands. Like, I could definitely see a little bit of apprehension in there.
Yeah. Editor's note. We're going to start the editor's note. The story was edited to reflect that it is unclear from the body cam video whether the driver put his car in reverse or it rolled backwards because his foot left the brake pedal. The word suspect has been removed and other details have been edited to more accurately reflect what can be seen in the video. A San Antonio police officer who shot and wounded a teenager Sunday in a McDonald's parking lot has been fired after newly released body cam footage appeared to contradict the cop's initial report. SAPD rookie James Brennand initially said he fired his weapon after the teen struck him with his vehicle, according to police reports obtained by My San Antonio. However, in body cam footage posted by the department, it appears the teen who's recovering in the hospital never struck the officer.
Jesus Christ.
SAPD announced Brennand's firing in a news release shared Wednesday, the site reports. Brennand, a probationary officer carrying a firearm, with 7 months on the force, was at a McDonald's at 11,700 block of Blanco Road for an unrelated call when he thought he recognized a vehicle in the parking lot that allegedly evaded him during a pursuit the night before. So he thinks that he remembers a dark-colored car at night. 24 hours later.
A lot of this just seems like he's kind of covering his ass because he knew he fucked up.
But this is poor covering of one's ass.
Yeah.
Because any lawyer worth a first-year law student is going to rip him to shreds.
Yep. I don't know. Go ahead. Yep.
Continue, Cap.
I just don't know what you're thinking there as a cop. I mean, it's absolutely stupid. Just the honesty is the best policy. But you know what? We'll get into the video in a second. But obviously, this is a person that doesn't really have a moral compass. But continue.
Brennand initially said in his incident report that he fired at the vehicle after he was struck by the driver who was trying to evade capture. However, raw body cam footage released by San Antonio Police Department on Wednesday appears to contradict those claims. Now, we're going to get into the video, and I'm going to let you guys know I had a rough time. You know, I showed this to Cap. I had a rough time keeping my composure after watching this video. So, you know, I totally understand if you guys struggle with this. But we're going to play this video so you guys really understand what happened here, because the look on that kid's face was not because there was a law enforcement officer doing his job, standing at his door, you're going to see exactly why this probationary officer should have had a wooden gun in his holster, not a real service weapon.
Let's let it play out. And the first part of the video is muted, so you're going to hear it in a second.
Get out of the car.
Oh my god. You have to be kidding me, man. What an absolute fucking clown. No, honestly, like you have this guy.
I feel that feeling, man. That
dude,
feeling.
you have that guy come to your car. You rip open this dude's car. You open the fucking door. Obviously a burger. In what fucking world is that a threat to you?
I gotta ask you this question, Cap.
What world in a world is that to a fucking threat to you? And then, you know what? I'm sorry, I have to say this. As someone that is a gun enthusiast himself, when you are shooting at something, you make sure what is behind the target. He obviously didn't look behind the fucking target if he's dumping shit down range. In what fucking protocol are you taught is that acceptable? That's absolute bullshit. That guy shouldn't just be fired. He should be arrested and be put in the fucking prison. That's a joke. People like that they should not be on the force. And you know what? That is these are the issues we have with the police force in this country that unions protect. There's not fucking proper training. It's a fucking joke. That guy should be put in fucking prison.
Man, this one hurts, Cap.
Watching that.
That's the fourth time I've watched that, and I have to do everything I can to try to keep proper masculine frame. Because the human in me, the fear in that young man's eyes, man, I can't get that shit out of my fucking soul. I can't get... The dude is mouth full of garbage, because you know that's what McDonald sells, garbage and fancy packaging. He's sitting there minding his business. The guy doesn't even announce himself as a police officer. He sneaks up on the kid and opens the door.
I mean, what is going to be your natural response, man? Someone opens up a door randomly? Like what? Like why? And like you don't announce yourself, you don't do proper protocol, and then when you grab, what's your natural response? Like, yo, like what the hell? Like get your hands off me. Instead of like, you know, doing any type of like non-lethal training, he goes right to lethal. Because that guy's a fucking pussy. I'm sorry, the guy that shoots before thinking about the other actions that could be taken shouldn't be on the police force because he was afraid of a physical confrontation. He was afraid of someone at a McDonald's parking lot eating a fucking hamburger. Like
you're afraid of somebody you just snuck up on. He just snuck up on him and opened the door.
What a joke.
And tells him to get out of the car. Never once identifies himself as a police officer. He's already gun drawn.
He's a coward. He's an absolute coward. That is the problem you have in this country is you have people that are not qualified to be cops be put in those positions that are fearful, that are afraid, that are just straight up pussies. Like that guy, like instant draw. Like what threat? Was he reaching for anything? Evil. Was he reaching for anything? Did he even really scuffle with the officer? No. But what's your first thing when he probably defensively like, whoa, what's going on? Instead of like taking back, just saying, even if he had him at gunpoint, that's wrong. But let's just holding him at gunpoint saying, get out of your car. You decide that day that you're gonna mag dump into a fucking teenager trying to eat a burger.
In a parking lot.
Pathetic. And not even taking into consideration, right?
And that's another people he could hit.
Did you see where that was? That was in a parking lot of people all around him. What is the first thing you are taught in gun safety? Make sure you know what is in front and behind of your target. That is such fucking simplicity in training that was just overlooked. And he was fired. No, that guy should be in fucking prison because at that point, that dude's a felon in my eyes. And we shouldn't be protecting, he was a rookie cop. I don't give a fuck. That just shows that he doesn't have the mental capacity.
You should
Joke.
not have a service weapon. I'm sorry.
Fucking joke. Fucking joke.
You cannot have a service weapon while on duty. Give him a service weapon if he is at the range training. Give him a service weapon when you're going through drills, breach drills, things of that nature. You cannot send him out onto the streets with 7 months probationary. You know what it screams to me, Cap? It screams to me ego.
Yeah,
He made up some story about his ego. His made up story is about his ego, Cap.
Because unfortunately, you have certain people that apply to the force not for the right reasons. Some of it because they want to feel more important than they are and they want to have power over other human beings. So when this kid didn't just immediately get on his knees and start kissing his feet,
for all he knows, that was a carjacking attempt.
It's such bad day-to-day operation, such a bad, the problem with some of these police units, and I'll give San Antonio this, they got rid of a cop, great. But this is the problem, and this is why I've always believed police academies should be at least 2 to 4 years, and there should be far more training than there is now.
There should be a degree, a bachelor's degree that you have to complete in law enforcement, criminal justice, something of that nature.
There's just not enough training, not enough range time, not enough stress training. Because that's the thing, right? You can go to the range and shoot at a target that's not moving and all that, right? And do extremely well. But they don't get put in enough high-pressure situations to deal with it. Because some people can.
Things of that nature.
Yeah. And you know what? We're failing this country, and we're failing some of these even young officers. I'm not saying this guy. Yeah. This guy is a joke.
Somebody failed this guy because he was ill-prepared to be out on the street.
He was
Somebody
afraid.
Did fail that guy.
He was afraid for his life with a dude with a hamburger in his hand. Step back, scroll back a bit, realize you're terrified of a teenager with a hamburger. Maybe you're not cut out for the force. Just saying. It's a joke, and you know me, man. I'm not some anti-police, anti-cop person. I'm not. But you know what I am is anti-fucking stupidity and anti-idiot. That is a fucking disgusting act. And this cop, and this is what I believe, cops should be held to the same standards as citizens.
I think they should be held to a higher standard because they take an oath, Cap.
Yeah, but unfortunately, in this country, cops are protected, right? So what I'm saying is, if I go out
I don't think
to
that's
a random,
necessarily unfortunate, but I think there's a difference between protecting a cop and absolving him of accountability and responsibility.
But that's what you see a lot of these situations. Now, mind you, the last few years we've seen some changes where cops are finally kind of charged with what they should be. But if I went up to a car, open up a dude's car, say, yo, get out, and started unloading a mag into a guy, I go to prison, right, for quite a long time. Correct?
Yeah, man.
So I should be seeing the same thing for this guy. I don't want to see rookie probationary. No, you're an officer on the force that decided to use lethal force without any forethought of the actions that you would be taking next. You just thought in that moment, because you're afraid, I'm just going to dump it into and not think about any of the consequences. Yeah. So I have no sympathy for this person. He had no sympathy. He had no fucking thought for that human being that was being shot at. So that guy can kindly go fuck himself, in my opinion.
You know, they say there's a quote that you hear in fantasy a lot. With great power comes great responsibility. We've heard this before. And I think that he needs to be held to a higher standard because he was given great power. Probationary officer or not, he took an oath. He swore to uphold that oath. And they responded by giving him a right. They gave him a privilege that is not just supposed to, it's not supposed to be just handed to anybody.
No.
This is supposed to be somebody who is supposed to uphold the decorum of San Antonio, Texas. He is supposed to be a shining example of what discipline and control and honor is, and he showed none of that.
Nope.
And I think that when you're talking about how people in this country of all races feel about law enforcement in this country. A law enforcement officer cannot do their job if there is a lack of confidence from the public.
Yep.
And I think that Brennand here, former officer Brennand, I think he did a massive disservice to the community. He did a massive disservice to his fellow officers.
Yeah.
And he almost ended the life of a young kid who was sitting there, eating a $1 menu burger.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really what it boils down to in the end.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got riled up. That just shit pissed me off. This as a big gun enthusiast seeing that, like it's as a human being seeing that, it's when are we gonna finally just learn? Like, hey, I don't know. Maybe these guys aren't getting the proper training. Hey, I don't know. Maybe we should expand it. But unfortunately, you have unions that don't keep these fucking people accountable.
Maybe we need to put more responsibility on Brennand, because how many of the San Antonio Police Department probationary officers are doing what he did? How many of them are doing that? I haven't heard anything like that coming from that police department.
There's some departments that come down that like really come down on their officers when they break the law. I mean, but there's got to be a culture. There's got to be a culture shift here, and there's got to be more accountability from individuals, and there's got to be more training, quite frankly, because we've been proven time and time again. Maybe these months, like how long is some of them? Like 6-month courses. Maybe some of these programs
just like 6 months.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe make it a degree. Make it a 2 to 4 year degree. I mean, I kind of lean with you, Evil. I think it should be more of a 4-year degree, but I could accept 2 years if it was 2 years, complete 2 years, like all year around program where you're constantly getting trained.
You need some civics. You need some civics related degree, criminal justice, something. I don't know, man. This one hurts, Cap.
Yeah.
In the comments section, we want to hear your thoughts, one way or the other, what you think about this particular story. As you have come to expect from us, this is the home of the cold truth and the hot take. And if you are looking to experience more of our content, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell for all notifications so that you are notified every time we go live or we have a recorded video go live. Please share the content so we can have more people in the discussion. And definitely drop the like for the algorithm. We'll see you on the next one.